for thee, Yahuwah, to work. For they have made void thy law. Therefore I love thy commandment above gold, yea, above fine gold. Therefore I esteem all thy precepts concerning all things to be right. I hate every false way. Thy testimonies are wonderful, therefore doth my soul keep them. The entrance of thy words giveth light, it giveth understanding unto the simple. Open my mouth, I opened my mouth and panted, for I long for thy commandments. Look thou upon me and be merciful unto me, as thou usest to do unto those that love thy name. Order my steps in thy word, and let not any iniquity have dominion over me. Deliver me from the oppression of man, so will I keep thy precepts. Make thy face to shine upon thy servant, and teach me thy statutes. Rivers of water run down mine eyes, because they keep not thy law. Righteous art thou, O Yahuwah, and upright are thy judgments. Thy testimony that thou hast commanded are righteous and very faithful. Thy zeal has consumed me, because of mine enemies have forgotten thy words. Thy word is very pure, therefore thy servant loveth it. I am small and despised, yet do not I forget thy precepts. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness. Thy law is truth. Trouble and anguish have taken hold on me, yet thy commandments are my delights. The righteousness of thy testimony is everlasting. Give me understanding, and I shall live. I cried with my whole heart, hear me, O Yahweh, and I will keep thy statutes. Psalms 119, verses 126 through 145. Deliver me from the hands of evil spirits who have swayed the thoughts of men's hearts, and let them not lead me astray from thee, my God. Establish thou me and my seed, that we go not astray henceforth and forever. Jubilees chapter 12 and verse 20. Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. All praises to he who holds all eternity. He is eternity, he is time, he is all that he is. Even so, he says, Moses asked, what shall I call thee? He says, tell them I am that I am hath sent you. I am that I am have given us his commandments. He has given us his statutes. Even in the Psalms we see how he has really blessed us. Even the part where we see that he talks about how that his testimonies are so pure. He says, even with his mouth, he longed for the commandments of the Most High. But then he says, order my steps in your word. In other words, remind me in my mind. Let it be so buried that when things come, it comes to me, that my steps turn another way. Remind me of your commandments, your statutes, your ordinances, so that I will not walk in the way of the heathen, neither walk in the way of those who have taken away. Even as we read in the first part, what did he say? He says that they have made void your law, most holy, even Christianity. You cannot have Christianity and be a part of Jacob in any way, because the Christian thing, it voids, the New Testament voids the law. And there is no void to this law. It's forever to the child of Jacob. Whatever the other people do, that's their problem. But to those who would follow Jacob and who is the child of Jacob, there is no end to the law. And there's no end to the law, because your Jesus or your Yahweh, your Yahushua will never come. Because in the book of Enoch it says that the I am will come. with 10,000s of his Christ, saints, anointed, all the same thing. Wordplay. Watch the wordplay. And if we commit ourselves to keeping his commandments, statutes, and ordinances, and we will be with him if we was to die in that day and meet him in glory. We would rest until it's time, and then we will be with our Creator. This is the chosen ones. It's not so necessarily Jacob, it's the ones chosen out of Jacob that the Most High is going to choose. Those God will choose that will follow the law that he's given to Jacob. So in Jacob, yes, you are blessed. You will be redeemed in Jacob, not in no Jesus. No Yahushai, no Yahusha, no, you will not. This thing is fictitious. It's no good. I don't care how black or Latino or Arab they make him look. With straight hair, they try to make some compromise. No. Because they took that same image out of the book of Daniel. He saw a man. That same image that you say is your Yahushua or your Yahusha. The same description, they took it out of the book of Daniel. And this was the one spirit that God had that stood and fought for those of the children of Jacob. And you will read about this angel they call Michael. That's his real name. We don't know what his native name is. The rest of them, they kept the names, but the names that they wanted to take, they put it in their New Testament. This is trillions upon trillions of uncountless gold and silver has been spent and given to just deceive those children of Jacob whom God had done great feats for. If you really want to experience the things that Jacob and his sons experienced in the book of Jubilees and Jasher, pray, fast. Do those things that are right before God. Endeavor to do them with all your might and your heart. And you're going to find out God will deal with you in a way that even your enemies will bow down to you. I ain't talking about when you come with the 10,000. I'm talking about when you today, now. God works now. He enriches now. He heals now. This man lays his hands on you, oh, you're healed. And it don't work like that. Throughout all the thousands of years that God had dealt with Israel, they were raised from the dead. The men of God did things that they were directed to do. Even he told the even sinner of them to go wash in a nasty pool, and I'm going to show you I'm God. Does Jesus have more power than God? Than the Creator? No. You're Yahushai? No. Can he overrule whatever he has said? No. You're lost, my friend, whether you call yourself Israelite or what. You're lost because you have taken this thing, they have combined it and infiltrated your mind and tell you, oh, this is what you have. I don't care where it comes from. The New Testament is trash. Overall, trash. Now, we're in the book of First Chronicles. I can get to talking. Yes, I can. First Chronicles chapter 24. Yes, I said the other day that we would call this the Chronicles of Solomon, but this is really still the Chronicle of David. Yes, the Chronicle of David. Because the fact is, really, I would call this the transitional Chronicles from David to Solomon. This is what this is starting out to be. When Solomon's name is mentioned, I'd say, well, okay, they're going into the Chronicles of Solomon. No, they're going into the transitions. because Solomon is responsible for the building of the temple, and this is what David had did, and this is how he had organized things. He cannot build it, but he was organizing things for the construction of this magnificent temple that the Most High has shown the pattern thereof. See that you build it after the pattern that I've shown you. Yes. And let's read. He says, these are the divisions of the son of Aaron, the sons of Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, Ithamar. But Nadab and Abihu died before their father and had no children, before Eleazar and Ithamar executed the priest office. And David distributed them from Zadok, the sons of Eleazar, and Ahimelech, and the sons of Ithamar, according to their offices in their service. And there were more chief men found of the sons of Eleazar than the sons of Ithamar. Thus were they divided among the sons of Eleazar. And there were 16 chief men of the house of their fathers, 8 among the sons of Ithamar, according to the house of their fathers. Thus they were divided by lots, one sort with another, of the governors of the sanctuary and governors of the house of God, or Yahweh. Therefore the sons of Eleazar and the sons of Ithamar, the sons of Shemaiah, the sons of Nathaniel, the scribe, this is one who wrote down a lot of things, wrote down the law, wrote down in copies, made copies, or whatever you want to call it. One of the Levites. These was the Levites that made copies of the law, or whatever you would call it, a scribe. Yes, he does do this. They didn't have a printing press back then. He wrote them before the king and the princes of Zadok and the priest, and Ahimelech the son of Abiathar, and before the chief of the father of the priests and Levites, one principal household being taken for Eleazar, and one taken for Ithamar. Now the first lot came forth to Jehoiarib, and the second to Jedediah, the third to Hiram, and the fourth to Seroim, and the fifth to Malchijah. That J is either a Y or I. Now, we're in verse 9. The sixth to Midjamin, and the seventh to Hakos, the eighth to Abijah, the ninth to Jeshua, and the 10th to Shechaniah, and the 11th to Elishabib, and the 12th to Jachim, and the 13th to Huppah, and the 14th to Jeshebeab, and the 15th to Bilgah, and the 16th to Immer, and the 17th to Hizar, and the 18th to Athsis, and the 19th to Pethiah, and the 20th to Jehezekiel, and 1/20th to Jachin, and 2/20th to Gamul, and 3/20th to Delaiah, and 4/20th to Maaziah. And these were the orderings of them in their service to come into the house of the I Am. Yes, according to their manner under Aaron their father. Now see, this is the ones who will go into the holies of holies, as the I Am God of Israel hath commanded him. And the rest of the sons of Levi were these of the sons of Amram, Shubael, and the sons of Shubael was Jedidiah. Concerning Rehabiah, the sons of Rehabiah were, the first was Ishiah, and of the Israelites, Shilomoth, and the sons of Shilomoth, Jahath, and the sons of Hebron, Jeriah, and the first Amariah, and the second Jahaziel, the third Jekameam, the fourth. And the sons of Uzziel and Micah, and the sons of Micaiah, Shemir, and the brother of Micaiah was Ishiah, and the sons of Ishiah, Zechariah. And the sons of Merari was one of the ones who was singing, and Mahila and Mushi, and the sons of Jahaziah, Beno. And the sons of Merari by Jahaziah, Beno, and Shoham, and Zakur, and Ibri. Of Mahali came Eleazar, who had no sons. Concerning Kish, the son of Kish was Jerahmeel. the sons of Mushi and Mahali, and elder of Jerimoth. These were the sons of the Levites after the house of their fathers. These likewise cast lots over against their brothers, the sons of Aaron, in the presence of David the king, and Zadok and Ahimelech, and the chief of the fathers of the priests and Levites, even the principal fathers, over against their younger brethren. In other words, there were orders. This order of the Levite priesthood. They had orders. They had orders of who would go into the holies of holies, who would keep the light, who will keep the incense, who will be porters at the door, who would just be there in front of the door, who would just be in the courts. I mean, just the order of things that would happen throughout the day and things, and who would, they even had to the point we're going to get where they were assigned to certain cities to deal and judge the people. Yes, these things were of the Levites. They were the ministers of the Most High. They were the ones that they would seek out to hear from the Most High. And by that, the Levites was ones who would keep themselves unblemished and pure before the Most High, that they may be able not only to serve the Most High in relaying what the Most High says to his people. This is why even the psalmist says that he shall cleanse the Levites. He will cleanse them. They're here, every tribe, every little bit. The Levites are still on earth. They just don't know who they are. And the rest of us, we don't know who we are really. Many of us are confused. We have forgotten. And many of us gotten to the point where we have just shunned the Most High. But for those of you that God have drawn, so somehow you are connected to Jacob. Some kind of way you're connected to Jacob in whatever. You can call yourself what you want. You don't know who you are, but God knows who you are. But a child is known by his doing. If you love the law, if you love his commandments, statutes, and ordinances, yes, you are someone there. I mean, it just doesn't mean that if you love the way of God, if you're in a warrior zone or whatever, you are there. You are, and the warrior even loves the law of the Most High. God's people are everywhere. The children of Jacob are everywhere. But God have caused this thing to happen because of the sins, initial sins of our father. But now we continue to sin before the Most High. But when those who come with the Most High in his glory to execute judgment upon the earth, even the enemies that we have today, you see the globalists are doing things. They want to own the world. They want to be God. But then God says this is not going to be according to the vision of Daniel. You see how hard the globalists or the supremacists are fighting. They're losing. The two legs that's under Daniel is about to end. And the two legs, yes, this is the Greco-Roman system. You see how it's about to end. You see how it's about to fall, and it's about to come to the point where we're at the feet. The feet are really the strongest part of the body. To tell you the truth, the feet are. They're strong because of the legs, and because from the ankle on up, the legs are what the feet support. So therefore, the feet, they will not join themselves. This is the reason why you see the smaller countries coming up. They're not going to rule over each other, but they're going to be superpowers within themselves. Africa, China, Japan. No longer will it be the Greco-Roman system, although they have all adopted the Greco-Roman system in their political practices and their law practices. This is what the Bible is talking about. So therefore, let us be mindful. When you see the globalists and the white supremacist or whatever supremacist system you see fall, they are just not going to ultimately rule the earth. This is like they've been doing, but their time is up. And now you're going to see Africa come up. You're going to see all kind of countries coming up, just as I said, and you're going to see they're going to be just as wicked eventually in their practice toward things. You already see where the demons of Egyptology and Grecian and all these other pagan religions are starting to pop up. They're starting to get into woman worship and all these things where God is not male nor female. He's only denoted as male because the things, God is authority, God is law, God is the giver of law. The male gives, the woman receives. The woman knows she needs the man to receive, and therefore she gives back in what she cultivates. And so this you do not understand these things, but you pray about them and you ponder upon them and reflect on them, because this is the way, this is the order of how God deals. The earth nurtures. We give the earth seed. We plant seed. Seed falls from the bird and the earth gives back, and plants and animals and nurturing and health and everything. This is the way of the woman. Yeah, she can rule. She can call herself, the woman can do a lot of things. But her primary mission on earth is to give back what she's been, give back even beautiful things that she has been making it beautiful, what she's been given. By even in the animal world, it shows us how this happens. The lion gives the lioness his seed, and she gives back him a beautiful, magnificent lion. This is what happens. There is no deity in you, woman or black man. There's no deity that you have that you are so significant in anyone else. But the fact is that God had created you for one thing: to worship God and live according to that which is right among your brethren. And so with all that, we will say, obey the commandments and have peace.
Walk with me.